Hello and welcome to From the Zine Stand. On this week's show, we are joined by bluesman Steve Delight. Hey Steve, how's it going today?
Yeah, it's going very well, thank you, Michael.
Have you been enjoying the sunshine so far?
Man, I look out the view here. I live in North Wales, and it's just been bloody beautiful
Yeah,
for weeks on end.
right.
So I can't claim to be suffering.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just want to introduce yourself and talk a bit about what you do.
Well, I was thinking about. I hadn't realised how long I've been playing
Hmm.
because I haven't been playing that long compared to what people expect. Because I'm old, people think I must have been playing forever, but I've been playing publicly for about 8 years now, maybe
Wow.
9 years. Um, I kind of doodled on a guitar a lot before that,
Hmm.
and I did play guitar for a singer, which got me into performing really.
All right.
And I
Yeah.
thought I'll give it a go singing myself. But
Hmm.
the only reason is I realised, as I was thinking about what I might play for you today, and I've written a few of my own songs. I do mostly covers,
Hmm.
and I was thinking, well, one of my own songs, it must be 2 years old now. And then I
Really?
calculated based on what it was written about, and it's more
Hmm.
like 6 or 7 years old. So,
Right.
so, so I'm managing one song a year,
Hmm.
which isn't going to help me build an illustrious career anytime soon. But
And have
it's not
you
a good
always
rate.
been a big fan of the blues? Did you always
Uh,
play blues songs or?
no, no, no. As a blues performer once said, when asked why they played the blues,
Hmm.
they said it beats learning chords. So it's the most natural thing to do
Hmm.
because I still make a horrible amount of use of just three chords.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the blues. You've asked me this question before, actually,
Hmm.
because you interviewed me quite a few years ago, and it's the only time I really thought about this. And
Yeah, it was
I'll
on
say
outside a while ago.
that's right, yeah. And what I like about the blues is I enjoy playing it. It's not too complicated, but also it it gives people an air of familiarity to it.
Hmm.
And I've kind of been working this out in my own head for some time. I'm sure it's not that interesting, but I'll tell you anyway. Is performing a song that's well known is very different to performing your own song, and I
Hmm.
think it's hugely challenging to only perform original material, partly because you've got to write the material, but also you're almost by definition playing consistently to an audience who've not heard the song before. You might get a small group of people who've heard you before, but if you're a local performer, every pub gig you do, and that's where I generally play, you'd be playing to new people.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
don't get the familiarity. So I guess I mention that because I think blues enables you to cover a middle ground. So there's a blues song I've written, a couple of blues songs really, and they have a kind of familiarity to them without being well-known songs.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent a bit there. But
So I think the best way to start things off is with a song. So what are we going to kick things off with?
well, I often play a kind of cover blues song at the start of a set, but just to kind of illustrate that, I'll play a song that I wrote. I actually nicked the words off a very, very good friend of mine.
Hmm.
Did I write it? I can't even say I wrote it because it's a classic blues.
Hmm.
Um, and the lyrics kind of saw a line on the floor or on a table actually when we're very good friends and we've been sharing some music and stuff. And I just thought, I had a riff in my head and it goes like this. Can you hear the guitar okay?
Yes. Very good.
So it's a classic play around playing with seventh chords, and it does the same. Sorry, I'm talking about the song more. But the illustration is, I couldn't claim I wrote this because it's a blues transition. I thought I was playing another song. Anyway, let's play this song. Woke up this morning, couldn't tell where I'd been. Felt like I woke up out of some 38 dream, 38 dream, 38 dream. Some things are different, some things stay the same. A familiar picture in a different frame, 38 dream. Woke up this morning, but I feel unclean. Been sleepwalking forward through a 38 dream, 38 dream, 38 dream. Woke up this morning, couldn't tell where I'd been. Felt like I woke up out of some 38 dream. The sky broke open, birds began to sing. Thought about something, couldn't remember a thing. Words I look out for, don't understand what they mean. Words I look out for fell out of a dream, 38 dream, 38 dream. Woke up this morning, couldn't tell where I'd been. Felt like I woke up out of some 38 dream, 38 dream, 38 dream, 38 dream. So yeah, it's a kind of you know, Almond, a great mate of mine. We were at infant school together. His lyrics, they struck a chord with me. I stuck a riff to it. Is that what writing a song's about? I think it's a bit more than that. So
it's one way of writing songs. I know a lot of people have written songs inspired by other people's works, and that's basically what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And you've also been doing quite a lot of live streams during lockdown. How's those been going?
Well, I do a. I said to you before we started, we haven't got a playlist, but actually one's emerging, I think. So
Right.
Because I was asked by a very good friend of mine, Liz Curley, to do a tribute the day that Bill Withers died, and it was right at the start of lockdown.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, why don't you go on and do a tribute to him? Because I do a particular Bill Withers song. Well, I do a few actually." So I went on and did it. I enjoyed it, and I got very positive response. Hundreds of people watching, but a few people got in touch, so they really enjoyed listening to it. Some people even said they'd listened to it more than once. So I thought, why not? And then I did it again the next week, and I've done it every week for about 6 weeks now. Is it 6 weeks we've been in lockdown? Something like that, 7 weeks.
10, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, God.
Something crazy.
Well, maybe it was a couple of weeks in.
Yeah.
When Bill Withers died, I'd have to go back and check. But that was the first one, and I've done it every Friday. I mean, I'll plug my own feed if you don't mind. It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock on Facebook and the Stephen Delight. I do have a music page called Mr. Delight, but I'm not very good at keeping up to date with it. So
Yeah.
Stephen with a PH, Delight, 9 o'clock, British summertime. I mentioned the British summertime because I had as many people in California watching me as
Wow.
watching over here, which is partly because I've a few distant relatives over there.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it's been lovely. I've got to know them better by doing it as well.
Mm.
So anyway, yeah, I've been doing live streams on Friday evening, 9 o'clock.
Have you done anything else? Have you been playing a lot more guitar during lockdown? Or?
I've got a couple of songs that I got a lockdown song, but it's not finished, so I can't play it yet. I can tell you what it's about, but and no, a mutual friend of ours is Charles Morley, Charles Ormrod Morley, and we've performed together quite regularly over the last few years, and we recently did a duo gig. It was at the Wharf, so Chris Stearman, the landlord there, invited us along, and we did a duo gig, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I can send you a clip of it. Anyway. So I said, "Oh, let's get some recording done." Charles was really into that, and we haven't got anywhere so far because I'm trying to get my head around working with music recording software and getting all the mics set up and all of that. So, and I find I spend more time getting sucked into technology than I do getting into making music with Charles.
Right. Yeah.
It's been frustrating, to be honest. But as you found out, I couldn't even get the video on when we started this interview. So,
well, it's quite a skill to be able to record your own music, I guess.
Yeah, well, it is. It's almost like the skill I'm interested in, and I'm not that good at doing that, but developing my music is what I want to do. And for me, that's not about computers. I know for some people,
of course. But, so do you want to do a couple more tracks then?
Yeah. Well, let's do a Bill Withers song.
Okay,
it's one I like, and it's probably one of his best known. And then I'm trying to think what else has come up from this conversation so far. What else have we talked about? Recording music. Yeah, okay. I'll play again. It's obvious to viewers we know each other from Macclesfield, even though I live in North Wales now. And another person we know in common is Roger Walker.
Yeah.
And the part of the recording I'm doing with Charles is to do all originals, and they're all mine, apart from a song from Roger Walker. So I'll play that as well.
Yeah, sounds great.
What do you want first? The Roger Walkers are kind of blues, and the other ones Lovely Day.
Should we start with a bit of Bill Withers?
Bill Withers, okay. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, weighs heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know that it is gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and I know that it is gonna be lovely day, 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 lovely day. Then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and I know that it is gonna be a lovely day. I tell you, anyone who's played with me will smile at hearing me play that, because I'm very bad at playing anything the same twice, and I don't think I've ever played that quite as slowly as that before. But hey ho, I love the song. It's got some everyone gets into the lovely day, but there's some brilliant lyrics in there for anyone who's has some experience of depression. The day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face. It's kind of like, and someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Somebody else is always better than you if you're in that state of mind. And they're the lyrics that really strike home for me. Yeah, it's a lovely song. I bloody love it. I love it. And the other song, yeah, let's do that. This is another song I love playing fast and slow. And I've been known when performing it to start off at one speed, not just speed up, but completely change gear halfway through. It's by Roger Walker, a Macclesfield local legend. So if you're watching this, Roger, big love to you, mate. we'll see you over in Wales again soon. It should be half the price, but it sure is nice when the whiskey and the coke comes through. It puts my head in the sky, a smile in my eye when the whiskey and the coke comes through. I got you now, baby, and you got me, and soon we'll be there without any cares when the whiskey and the coke comes. I'm simply biding my time, and I know what's mine when the whiskey and the coke comes through. The angels look away because of the way that I play when the whiskey and the coke comes through. I'll do you now, baby, and you'll do me, and soon we'll be there with nothing to do when the whiskey and the coke comes through. And soon we'll be there with nothing to do when the whiskey and the coke comes through. And I've got you now, baby, and you got me, and soon we'll be there without any cares when the whiskey and the coke comes through. When the whiskey and the coke comes through. When the whiskey and the coke comes through. Slightly dodgy finish there. Forgive me.
Yeah,
sorry, I shouldn't do all the apology thing. I always tell people they shouldn't do that. So I don't apologize for anything ever.
I know there are two live tracks there from Steve Delight on from the Zine stand. We've just got two more to go. So yeah, I know you can't really visit them at the moment, but now you've moved to Wales. Are any of your favourite places to play? Any special gigs that you've done over there?
Yeah, absolutely. First on that list is, we call it locally the Anglesey Well, which is the Anglesey Wall, but it's the Anglesey, or sometimes people call it the Anglesey Arms, and it's in Carnarvon, which is a great town. And I've played a lot of gigs there, but I've also met a lot of musicians there because a lot of people play. Jeff, the landlord, is very, very supportive of local music. So, you know, I might play a gig on a Sunday afternoon and there's 3 people before me and 3 people after, sort of thing. Wow. So, you know, he'll have music playing all the time. Very, very supportive. So big plug for him. But also I met a lot of musicians down there as well. Steve Pablo, he's a local artist and blues player, great blues player, lovely slide and stuff. And he's been incredibly welcoming. You know, I've only really known him a year, but I consider him to be a good friend. And, you know, it's been really transformational, really, for me, moving here and then just entering into that music scene. I played gigs also, Reese, down at Sig Lindauer, which is in Carnarvon as well. He was the first person to book me, actually, so big up to Reese as well.
Right.
You know, Sig Lindauer does some really excellent stuff. You know, they got a lovely, very accessible is not the word. It's kind of really cozy bar. and it's got a nice vibe there. I wouldn't fancy playing there with a band because I don't know where I'd put the drummer. He'd have to sit on the stairs, I think.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. So Carnarvon, I'm going to get told off now for not mentioning other venues because I've been to quite a few venues. But yeah, they're two I'd really want to big up: Anglesey Arms and Tig Lindauer.
And have you ever thought of drifting into other genres, or maybe bluesing up a reggae song or something?
I'm always a bit nervous of reggae.
Yeah.
Because I kind of it makes me cringe the idea of trying to
Or punk,
slip
maybe?
into sound like a Rastafarian or something. Although one of my main claims to fame is I actually saw Bob Marley perform, and and I love lots of Bob Marley. I think the only one I've ever played, and that was in a bar in Morocco recently, because when I surfed there, I'd take my guitar, and I think I played Three Little Birds. And it's partly because I'd love that song to be played at my funeral. I'd love to be wheeled out on Don't Worry About a Thing. Don't worry about a thing. I'm not going to play that for you. It's a bit like it's a bit like being asked to play Wonderwall. I've also played that once live to a bunch of drunk guys in Tig Lindauer. And I thought, oh, sod it, why not? So, yeah.
And what are some of your favourite blues artists to listen to and play?
Well, I guess that's the key thing. I'm not just into blues, really. I mean, Tom Waits is one of my favourite artists. I consistently go back, and I'm very slow, So there was this first album I heard 20 odd years ago, Heart of Saturday Night, and I listened to that endlessly for about 15 years before realizing he had a whole back catalogue and forward catalogue of all sorts of other stuff.
Right.
Helen Wolford probably was good at. We were doing some singing together, and she introduced a song. I forget what it was, Picture in a Frame, I think, or it might have been Jesus Gonna Be Here, and anyway, so yeah, and I think I get a bit folky on some of my songs, and I hate folk. I say I hate folk, but I don't know. I just I don't know, and I get told live I should probably play more rock and roll kind of songs. So I kind of have several shuffled stuff I do as well. Yeah, so I do a range, but I've on this live stream, I've been offering to do requests, and I did post up a very big set list and said it'd be kind of handy if you called. But people have also asked for stuff that's not on there, and I've gone away and learnt new songs. And there's a song I'm going to play this week, which is The Heart of Saturday Night. So there's some songs that are almost sacred to me, and that one was like, oh, I can't play that. And then I watched there's a YouTube recording of Tom Waits playing that. And he does a kind of comic sketch about taking himself out on Saturday night. And this guy's a bloody genius. And it was just so liberating. He looked at it, and it was so different from the studio version. And it was just like, wow. I don't know. I really enjoyed that. So I've forgotten what your original question was now. Am I an easy person to interview?
Yeah, I think so. You tell stories and dither a bit, but it's cool.
You need to. Are you going to be on video when this is done?
Yeah, I'm on video as well.
So you can't go like that when you want me to show
Finally, have you seen any other artists during lockdown? Any streams you want to recommend?
Yeah. It's all very incestuous music, isn't it? Actually, I've seen. I saw. Well, first of all, Almond. If you go on YouTube, Almond, AL space MONDE. He's the guy whose lyrics I nicked for that song I played earlier. And he's been doing a song almost every weekend, produced purely himself. And my most preferred genre of music to listen to is not blues. I've listened to an awful lot of blues, but I really like quite a lot of funk. you know, it's something I'm less kind of drawn to play. But Alan does some beautiful guitar, excuse me. Yeah, Almond.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've seen recently, and you're much more informed than I am, but it was a online interview that he's a guy who played piano for Squeeze, Jules Holland. Jules Holland.
Hmm.
Yep. And he was interviewing a French artist, and she was talking about her favorite stuff, and they were kind of cutting it into the thing.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
It's very well done. It's an
Hmm.
excuse to show clips, basically.
Yeah.
With a bit of this, and she chose. He's a rapper, and I don't know his name. Black guy, and he has got a reputation for, you know, talking out of his arse sometimes, you know, and I think he got a bit mixed in with like what with Mr. Trump. What's his name?
Kanye.
Kanye West, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've kind of been, oh, we have to diss this guy sort of thing. But I saw something that he did on a Jules Holland thing.
Mm.
I think it was Kanye West. I'm going to check this, and I'll have to ask you to cut this bit if I'm wrong, because I look a right idiot. But I think, in fact, can I just check? I'll check it later, shall I? I can check the computer now if you want. But anyway, I love watching Jules Holland.
Yeah.
I know he's not a very fashionable, you know, either, but I love his piano playing, you know, but I love most of all the stuff he had on the Tube originally. If you're old enough, you remember the Tube and Paul Lee Yates, but the stuff they present on his late night program, some of the music on there is so well put together, and it's such a fantastic environment they seem to create to get artists to you know, do the best. I'm hopeless with names. I saw a solo singer play, and she just played with a ukulele.
Right. Yeah.
It was stunning piece of music. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. Right. Anyway,
Okay.
Sorry. I'll shut up.
Well, it's been a great chat to you. It'd be lovely if we could end on a few more tracks.
Well, yeah. So, well, I did. Yeah, I should. I'm learning a Tom Waits song, This Heart of Saturday Night, right? So I'm going to take a slight risk and play that, okay?
Okay.
Because I was going to play it on Friday for the first time for my cousin, Janet, who lives in a place called Truckee in mid-California. Sorry, go on.
Technically, this goes out next Wednesday, so it will be the second
time
people hear
it'll be the second time. And also, if it's shit, we can stop it, can't we?
Yeah,
and,
true.
So people will never know whether this was the first or the second take. So can you still see and hear me?
Yeah, I can see and hear you.
Right, so this is a hard Saturday night, and I'm still kind of figuring out how I'm going to play it. Well, you gassed her up behind the wheel with your arm around your sweet one in your Oldsmobile, barreling down the boulevard, looking for the heart of Saturday night. You got paid on Friday, your pockets are jingling and you see the lights. You get all tingling 'cause you're cruising with a 6, looking for the heart of Saturday night. Then you comb your hair, shave your face, trying to wipe out every trace of all the other days in the week. You know that this'll be the Saturday. You're reaching your peak, stopping on the rail, going on the green, 'cause tonight will be like nothing you've ever seen, and you're barreling down the boulevard, looking for the heart of Saturday night. Tell me, is it the crack of the pool balls, neon buzzing, telephone's ringing, it's your second cousin? Is it the barmaid that's smiling from the corner of her eye? Magic of the melancholy tear in your eye makes it kind of quiver down in the core, 'cause you're dreaming of them Saturdays that came before, and now you're stumbling onto the heart of Saturday night. Well, you gassed her up behind the wheel with your arm around your sweet one in your old mobile. You're barreling down the boulevard, looking for the heart of Saturday night. Is it the crack of the pool balls, neon buzzing, telephone ringing, it's your second cousin? The barmaid is smiling from the corner of her eye, magic of the melancholy tear in your eye makes it kind of special down in the core, and you're dreaming of them Saturdays that came before. It's found you stumbling onto the heart of Saturday night. It's found you stumbling into the heart of Saturday night. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That sounded great for a brand new song that you're doing.
Oh, there you go. I've completely lost you now, Michael.
Can't see me.
No, I can't see you, but I don't suppose it matters. I don't mean that in a rude way, but
well,
my,
no.
my technology is so... you're back. Right. Oh, do you wanted one other song, or we got time for one
we'll
more?
end on one final song.
Okay. I don't know. What sort of song do you want? Fast or slow, blues, ballad, folky, mine,
let's go with a
somebody
fast song.
else's? Fast song. Okay. All right. I always do a song, Big Joe Turner, at the end of a song, which is a flip, flop and fly, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try one I'm slightly less familiar with, but it's another Tom Waits song. I have to remember the chords first. Right, okay. Come around your house about 2:45. Sidewalk strawberry, Sunday surprise. I got a cherry and popsicles right on time. A big stick of marmalade blow your mind, 'cause I'm an ice cream man. I'm a one-man band. I'm an ice cream man. Honey, I'll be good for you. Meet me in the alley, baby, don't you fret. Come back around, don't forget. If you're tired and you're hungry and you want something cold, got something better than a swimming pool, 'cause I'm an ice cream man. I'm a one-man band. I'm an ice cream man. Honey, I'll be good for you. I'll be good for you. I'll be good for you. If you see me coming, you ain't got no change. Don't worry, honey, it can be arranged. Smile for me, baby, just for me. I'll fix you with a drumstick, I'll do it for free, 'cause I'm an ice cream man. I'm a one-man band. I'm an ice cream man. Honey, I'll be good for you. I'll be good for you. I'll be good for you. Good for you, 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 good for you. Honey, I'll be good for you. It's an afternoon of dodgy finishes. There we go. It's an ice cream man. Yeah, loads of other songs use that riff. I recently played, merged that into not K-Strat, Stray Cat Blues.
Oh yeah, Stray Cat. That's all that was going around my head.
Yeah. So that's very similar. It's anyway.
Well, yeah,
All right,
been
great
to chat to you on this week's show. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, nice to chat with you. Yeah, cool. I'll go and check that Kanye West reference now.
Cool.
And make sure it's correct. All right. Cheers, Mike.
All right,
See you soon.
thanks.
Cheers then. Bye.